Hello, everybody. Welcome to CVG TV. My name is Gregory Parks, and welcome to another edition of Conlink. Today's special guest is a local fashion designer. That's right, I said local. Welcome, Samantha Ray. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Gladly.
It's so exciting. One of the best parts of having Conlink here is not only being able to interview guests, but it's extra special when a guest is somebody from the Twin Cities. So it's extra special, extra pleasing, extra exciting to have you here. So thank you for making time out of your schedule to come in and join us today.
It is my pleasure, and you caught me on a good day for it. Beautiful weather. I'm in a great mood. A+.
Sweet. Check, 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 and check. So when I say local, you really are local. Like, you went to Perpich in Golden Valley, right?
I sure did.
And then you went to the College of Visual Arts in St. Paul, and you studied at MCTC as well. Are there any other local places that you studied that I've missed out on?
No, but people think I went to MCAD because I ran a show there for one of their conferences for 13 years. So.
Oh, wow.
They're like, you went there? No. You worked there? You taught there? No. Just invaded for 1 weekend a year.
They just shipped me in, paid me, and then let me loose.
Absolutely.
So, so many questions that I can ask you. Well, you also have your own show on YouTube, correct?
I do.
Would you speak a little bit about that? You review costuming, yes, or make costuming commentary.
Yeah. So my favorite genre is sci-fi. Watch a lot of sci-fi. I get very irritated when I can tell that they didn't put enough thought into building the world with the clothing. Because if you look at what we're wearing right now, we kind of know what's going on with the world. We're coming out of COVID. A lot of people are wearing really comfy stuff. They're not dressing up as much as they used to because there's not a lot of things to go to. If people are going to stuff, they're not risking going to something unless it's super important. So if it's a family gathering, you're not going to wear a gown.
Yeah.
You're going to wear a NASA onesie.
Yeah. Comfort.
Exactly. So it's about comfort, but it's also about still having a voice and whatever. So what's happening right now because of what people are wearing. You got to think about the same thing when you're building wardrobe for a show instead of my favorite quote from Futurama, which is, "Did you just say rings are cool?" The idea of making something look futuristic for future's sake is lazy. But if you look at something what's the one I really love? Wheel of Time, you can tell what's happening village to village and town to town by what they're wearing. What's their export? What do they have access to? What's the temperature like? Just by looking at it, they don't have to explain it to you. And that's what I talk about on my channel.
Speaking of Our Flag Means Death, you made a special item of clothing for everybody's, well, I wouldn't say, maybe not everybody's, but for one of the very popular members of the crew. Would you like to speak about that?
Yeah, so that was just a whim. I hadn't done any fan art in 20 years. I just hadn't thought to, and I was really like this show and I want to do fan art about it. So I made a fabric print, because I design a lot of custom fabrics for my clients. If they want it lined with something custom, I'll design a fabric for them. And I was like, I'm gonna make this this Jim fabric, based on Jim, who's one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
And but also Vico is just such a cool person as an actor. I was like, yeah, I'm just super inspired by this. I'm gonna do this. And so I made a fabric about it. And then I was like, what if Jim got to have a fancy lounging robe? It would be Jim's robe. And so I just made this robe that was the same pattern, because the costuming department put out as many photos as they could so people would have the right proportion. And so I made it to scale, made my own fabric, and then I posted it, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you should get this to Vico." And I was like, "Yeah, if you want it, you can have it." And they got back to me right away on Twitter, and I sent it to them, and they took it with them to film. So there's behind the scenes stuff. It's awesome.
So Samantha, you also brought some of your work with you.
I did.
Some of your fashions with us. And you also, we also have Tatum, who's been gracious enough to model these works. So what can you tell us about these items that you brought?
This was my finale look from the collection Ars Moriendi, and it's got photorealistic flowers on chiffon with a lot of layers of lace and a little bit of a train.
Last question.
All right.
What are you looking forward to at Convergence?
I am looking forward to this panel that I'm doing because I'm just joining a bunch of panels, but like the one that I came up with is one that I've wanted to do for a while, and it's very dorky, but it's kind of a like, whose line is it anyway? Like, improv sort of help me build a world, help me dress it. So I'm gonna get prompts from the audience, and then I will help them figure out how to dress it as like an exercise so that people who might be writers or costume designers can be like, oh, I didn't think about those things. Oh, why didn't I think about that when I was trying to dress this thing? Why wouldn't I think about that when I'm writing this story? Oh, I guess clothing isn't frivolous. This is important. So,
Awesome. I
but
look
yeah,
forward
like
to
I'm
them.
stoked. I want to do like maybe 6 of them. I think that would probably be a good amount of time, and then just kind of talk at the end of it. But that is the thing I am the most excited about is that panel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So look out for that panel. Everybody check your Convergence schedules and look out for that panel. And Samantha, thank you very much for joining us. And as a bonus, it got to be in person. We haven't done very many in-person interviews recently.
I'm glad it worked out like this.
Yeah.
And this space is great.
Thank you. Our crew put in a lot of work on this.
You can tell it's wonderful.
They built the CVG TV world.
Love it.
And thank you for joining us, and look forward to seeing you at Convergence in just
It's
a
going to
few
be a
weeks.
blast.
And thank you for joining us here on CVG TV. My name is Gregory Parks, and you have been watching Conlink.